Hello, everyone, and welcome to the big show. This is Investing and Trading Live, sponsored by Trading Academy. If you're a first-time listener, thank you for stopping by. I am your host, Josh Lilquist, and I have my good friend and my good pal, and he is the one and the only. Today, he is the stock master, Mr. Al Connickson on the show. Al, how are you doing today?
Feeling pretty good, Josh. It's above zero. The ground's not white. Everything's looking good.
It's above zero. There's no snow. It's warm out. It's getting hotter and hotter and hotter.
Let's start complaining about the heat already.
Exactly. But you know what? That's exactly like the stock market. It's getting hotter and hotter and hotter. People always complain that it's not doing what they want it to do because they just don't have a strategy that's designed to follow what the market is.
You know what we want it to do?
What?
Just be open.
Just be open. That's all that matters. Just move. And it doesn't, because there are strategies for up, down markets, sideways markets, as I mentioned, up and down. So there's different ways to approach the market, and there's different ways to consistency in the market as well. So I want to discuss a lot of that here today, is how to be a consistent investor and trader. By the way, Trading Academy, almost 27 years this month. It'll be 27 years teaching people just like you how to trade or invest, whether you're looking for short-term income strategies or long-term wealth strategies, for IRA, 401k, which are those retirement strategies. And that's one thing that everybody strives at one point in their life to do, is to be able to retire comfortably and then stay retired and do those fun things that they're always supposed to do. People are looking to spend more time with family, do some traveling, and be grandma and grandpa daycare. And that's the things that they love and shoot to do every single year during their working years. But unfortunately, it's not happening for a lot of people. And a lot of that is because they just don't have investing strategies to build upon what they work so hard for. So let's discuss that. And before we even do that, Al, obviously another great week in the markets. I would say it almost, in my opinion, slowed down a little bit, but we've seen a big increase on Wednesday morning. There was a nice little gap to the upside. Gold and silver are performing fairly well. You're seeing gold and silver right around as far as gold, let me get my handy dandy chart here as we're talking about this. Gold right around the $2,300 mark, actually $2,340, $2,350, depending on when you're listening to the show. Silver around the $30 mark, actually about $29.60. That was on Wednesday, right in a demand zone actually on Wednesday, and we know what happened from there. But there's just great opportunities with commodities, with stocks, with currencies, even with the cryptocurrency market. You're seeing Bitcoin above 70,000 again, 70,889 as the time of the show here. So just some great opportunities that I want to make sure our listeners are not missing out on. I think I talked about that a little bit last week, is people are missing out on these great opportunities. It's showing its face every single day because the markets are open, not every single day, but 5 days a week. But there are markets that are open 24 hours a day that allows us as regular investors to get in the market on our time. So if you have a job, there's strategies during the evening as well. So I want you to discuss here, what are you seeing with these markets? Obviously, great opportunities, and yes, the market is open.
Well, you use that word opportunity, and the problem is there's always a lot of opportunities regardless of what direction the market is going. The problem is people don't know how to take advantage of those opportunities. There are a couple of things you mentioned. You mentioned that this is our 27th year.
Correct.
That's a big deal. If you think about it, how many companies can be around for 27 years if they're not doing something right? And over that time period, we really have kind of refined things. We have put strategies together and education together that really addresses every different kind of market condition, economic condition. So let me start with this. If you're losing, if you're an investor or trader and you're losing, if you're not making enough money, or you're winning and then giving it back, your strategy is failing you. Don't blame yourself. It's the strategy, not the person.
And as you were bringing that up, on our 27th year, 27 this month, I just Googled. I did the old Google, and I said, how long is the average lifespan of most companies? And in 2020, the average lifespan of a company on the Standard & Poor's 500, basically the S&P 500, was just over 21 years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we've
that's why I
surpassed,
say
and that's tough. That's tough to do.
It is a big deal. And, if you go back 27 years ago and you look at the financial education sources that were available, almost all of them are gone. We may be the only, especially the only bricks and mortar location available. But what we do is we teach you those strategies. And it's, again, as I mentioned, it's not the person that is failing, it's the strategy that's failing. And most retail traders, most people that try to do this on their own, in reality, guess at what to do. You're guessing, basically that gives you a 50-50 chance of being right. And you need to get three things right. Number one, will the stock or the investment go in the direction you want it to go? Will it go in the direction you want it to go in the time frame you want it to go there? Will it go in the direction you want it to go in the time frame you want to go, and go to the price you want so you have a profit? Those are three things. If it's 50-50 on each one of those, basically it means you have about a 16% chance of being right. So how do you put the odds in your favor of having those work in your favor? You use a strategy. You have to be educated on how to do that. And really it just comes down to knowing how to read a price chart, very similar to how a radiologist would read an x-ray. Everything's on the x-ray he needs to know. Everything's on a price chart you need to know.
Yeah, I'm really glad you planned to say things that particular way, because if you're listening right now, it's that with the way it sounded, in at the particular price, out, all this stuff, it sounded very complicated. And that's why people strive away from these markets. It doesn't have to be that complicated, but the way things are told and proclaimed, and the way you see things on TV, it makes things very, very complicated to the naked eye. But if you have a strategy, it doesn't have to be that complicated. And that's why we exist. That's why we have strategies that are designed to teach you to make smart investing decisions, whether you're in your income years or your retirement years. Any time in your life, it is a great time to learn how to build strategies in markets, because if you're looking to do better financially, you might need to do different things rather than the same thing over and over again. So it doesn't have to be complicated. How you uncomplicate that is a strategy. So I want to introduce you to this strategy. It's called our core strategy, and we have these investing classes all across the metro area here. We're doing a campaign all across the metro as far as our state-of-the-art facility here in Bloomington. We also have classes in Edina, Maple Grove, Wayzata. Where else are we at? Woodbury. We're going all across the metro here just to make sure that we get into a neighborhood near you to help you make smarter and more intelligent financial decisions. So simply to come into one of these investing classes, just text the word investing to the number 210, and that's for 2 seats, one for you and one for a friend. Al teaches these, I teach these as well, and we have a good time going over the different techniques and strategies and how to make these smart decisions, but how to do that and uncomplicate the whole world of trading and investing. Text the word investing to the number 210 right now for 2 seats. Coming up next, we're going to talk about income strategies, wealth strategies, and how to make smart investing decisions in those income accounts, especially if you need to build for later. This is Josh and Al, Investing and Trading Live. We'll be right back.